Chief Rabbi Mervis, Rabbi Wittenberg, Rabbi Janner Klausner, Rabbi Dweck, His Excellency Ambassador Taub, my friend Daniel, distinguished friends and guests, I'd like to extend a special welcome to Rabbi Joe Dweck and his wife Margalit. This coming Sunday, Rabbi Dweck will be installed as the new spiritual head of this country's Sephardi community. And we wish him all the best. And Rabbi Dweck, if my family's experience is any guide, you will find British Jewry to be warm, welcoming, open, and incredibly vibrant. Friends, we are all here tonight in an atmosphere very different than last year's dinner. The events in Gaza, the horrible events in Gaza, remind us how vulnerable Israel is today. Despite all of the achievements of the past 7 decades, the immense contributions to science, technology, medicine, art, and food, the country still faces enemies determined to destroy her. Once again, we witnessed the remarkable bravery of Israel's those young faces, those young citizens. Their soldiers are not much older than my children, defending the country from 3,000 rockets raining down from above, 30 terrorists ferrying tunnels from below. And as Keith Black said, we are deeply saddened by the loss of innocent lives on both sides of the conflict. I think it was Golda Meir who said that perhaps she could forgive our enemies, from spilling our blood, but she could not forgive them from causing our children to spill blood. That is not the Jewish mission. Those are not Jewish values. And we've returned from the hot summer to an even hotter Britain, where there's an increase in anti-Semitism in the media, online, and in the streets. Daily efforts grow to ban any connection with Israel, from innocent film festivals to equally innocent tubs of hummus on your grocer's shelves. Soon, our young people will be going to campus to encounter a national union of students supporting boycott, legitimizing attacks on Israel and perhaps Jewish societies. And I was a student, and my children are students, and part of me applauds the idealistic impulse of 18 and 19-year-olds. But where is the resolution about the butchery of Assad and the genocide that's going on in that country? But let's not be too depressed, because the only way forward is strength. We must make our mark on the Jewish story by securing our future here at home. UJIA will redouble its efforts to strengthen and secure the hearts and minds of young Jews in this country so they can be proud Zionists and confident and committed Jews. We do this as we have always done this, through our time-tested ladder of engagement. From age 9 until 15, young people attend the clubs and camps run by the 12 Zionist youth groups sponsored by UJIA. At 12 and 13, they can participate in the wonderful Ethiopian bar and bat mitzvah twinning program. At 16 comes Israel Experience, AKA Tour, and you saw that film about the remarkable experience that is just a short while ago. And if your child doesn't attend a Jewish secondary school, we organize more than 500 events throughout the school year at Jewish Society that mix learning and fun. At age 18, more than 400 young adults participate in our pivotal gap year program, a wellspring of future communal leaders. We support the Union of Jewish Students, and we are the UK's funder of Birthright. So in some ways, no Jewish child is left behind. All in all, we engage more than 10,000 young people in the UK every year. We give them foundation to be self-confident Jews, knowledgeable ambassadors for Israel on campus and in society in general. Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai. The Jewish people lives. It's a simple statement. It expresses a deep wonder and gratitude that we have triumphed after 4,000 years of trials and tribulation. And it's a profound expression of hope, a hope that our children and our grandchildren will be participants in a vibrant, thriving Jewish community. We need a few things to achieve this. We need family commitment. We need synagogues, which are communities of purpose and meaning. We need Jewish literacy so that our kids have the skills to fully participate in Jewish life. And we need them to participate in their own peer-led, inspiring communities, in youth groups, on Shabbatons, at summer camps, on tour, and on campus. That is where they organize. That is where they socialize. That's where other children are with other Jewish kids, and that's where they have fun. I am convinced to my bones that the future of Jewish continuity, a key of Jewish continuity, is giving young people rich experiences like tour, like camp, like JSOCs, strong social connections, and Jewish heroes in the form of an inspiring counselor. Our experiences, our programs are vital to this, as is our sponsorship of the work of 12 youth movements across the religious and political spectrum. When I went to Israel in July during the fighting to visit the kids on tour, I asked one young man, "Were you afraid? Were your parents afraid?" "No," he said. "We trust UJIA. And the community here can trust UJIA to develop our young people to be committed and involved Jews, proud and informed Zionists, able to hug, defend, and yes, wrestle with Israel. Our goal is that our young people be ambassadors for Israel on campus and in the wider world, and engage confidently with other points of view and break down barriers between different communities. But we can't fulfill this trust without your support. We can't make our mark on the Jewish story on austerity rations. That means expanding our support for Israel engagement, doubling the numbers going on gap year, and also doubling what we invest in birthright. It means giving more to the movements, the student organizations, and engaging young adults. And it means expanding our programs that connect British Jews and Israelis. Israel also needs strength. We pray that its leaders find the strength to make the inevitable difficult decisions to achieve a just and lasting peace while remaining true to their Jewish, democratic, and humanitarian values, which are not in conflict. The country faces a great number of challenges. Expenditures, despite the newfound wealth, the expenditures on war place a huge burden on the economy and crowd out investment in domestic goods. We in the diaspora must continue our time-honored role, our sacred role in building the land and people. And through UJIA, we can strengthen Israel. We can strengthen Israel by focusing on her weakest link, the Galil, a deprived region where half the population lives below the poverty line, and where infant mortality is double that of the rest of the country. Away from the successful central coastal plain that we all encounter on our holidays, the Galil is a region many of you don't see, but it is not invisible to us. For more than 10 years, UJIA has been strengthening Israel by building schools and creating employment opportunities across the Galil. In November, this November, we will open the new School of Management at the Western Galilee College in Akko. 40% of the students will be non-Jewish. 75% will be women. If we can take an Arab woman who without an education would have 9 children and be condemned to poverty, and give her an education, she will have 3 children, and she will be lifted into the middle class. That is strengthening Israel. The Western Galilee College is just one of a string of pearls of early learning centers, primary schools, secondary schools, academic colleges, medical schools, and business incubators that stretch across the north of the country. These proclaim proudly how British Jewry has made its mark on the Jewish story, and there's so much more to do. If we truly care about giving all Israelis equal opportunities to achieve study and education and potential in the workplace, then we need to expand our work. In Kiryat Shemona, a town right up against the Lebanese border. We want to rebuild the rundown Danziger High School into a beacon of learning and community activity. That is strengthening Israel. At Kibbutz Eshbal, we want to build a new educational and residential facility. This will allow them to extend their rescuing work to young people who are otherwise headed to prison or worse. That is strengthening Israel. Right across the region, we are upgrading mathematics, science, and technology through the STEM initiative, in partnership with the government, in partnership with other funding partners, and we're enabling the Galil to participate in the high-tech revolution. And through our investment in Sofin, which prepares young Arab Israelis who don't go to the army and don't have the networks to participate in the high-tech industries, we are strengthening Israel. We've always been conscious of our unique role in this community of supporting Israel. It's a history that goes back before the establishment of the state. And this summer, we should all be proud about the part we played through our Children of the South appeal. We took immediate steps to relieve many young people affected by the conflict, including those in Ashkelon, where we have such historic ties. Thank you again to all of your generous supporters who answered our emergency appeals and in an instant donated in excess of £300,000 to support these initiatives. We are grateful for your solidarity. Now, if you kindly turn your attention to the screens, I'll show you a glimpse of how we responded and spent your money.
This past month has been very difficult for all the citizens of Israel. It's one of the first times where really myself and other people in the center of the country have felt what it's like. Eshbal is an incredible organization. They have dedicated educators that are connected with youth movements throughout Israel.
I cannot tell you how much stressful it is to be in fear for the security of your child all the time. We opened special summer camps for kids and youth from the south, in the north, away from the threat, for them to take some breath inside, feel secure. If it wasn't for this program, thousands of kids would have been left with their own stress, with their fears, and especially with no one to attend, no one to address their feelings.
We're delighted to continue working with Tel Chai College and their students on an incredible initiative. They have a mental health relief vehicle roaming around, providing immediate care, trauma counseling, trying to reduce the level of stress and anxiety.
At the moment we're at Ofakim. Ofakim is half an hour from Gaza. Life here, it's not easy. There are people that live on a daily basis with alarms, with kids that are worried that will be harmed. Our students sit with people that don't want to eat, don't want to get out of the house, don't want to get out of the shelter. And there were times that people went with our people outside and sat with them and ate and made food and took care for their kids.
When the conflict started, Ashkelon was always in the news. Alerts in Ashkelon were always being reported.
People don't understand the feeling of a kid that sits down from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in a bomb shelter. With the help that we're getting from our donors, we're bringing the kids to Mini Israel. Mini Israel is a park full of flowers, blue sky, no bomb shelter, no concrete, no alarms. Kids are coming over here, enjoying themselves. We can see the motivation of the kids through the smile on the face, without worrying about suddenly they will have an alarm coming on or a rocket will fall down through their house.
I love this track. I believe in it in all of my heart. I think what we're doing is important, it's good, and it makes a huge impact on the individual and on the community.
I want to say to the Jewish British community, your support during the war was amazing. We need your support to continue after the war.
As Gilad Perry from Kibbutz Eshbal reminded us in the video, the war may be over for now, but the need to support and strengthen the people of Israel is all the more pressing. We have to extend our work at Gilad's own kibbutz Eshbal and the other vital projects in Israel I spoke of earlier. And we need to transform our level of provision for our young people here in the UK as we secure the future of our community. Transformation cannot be done on a shoestring. In fact, we have to double UJIA's level of investment over the next 4 years. That means increasing what we raise by 20% in each year of the next 4 years. I want to set a challenge for all of us tonight. I know you may well have come here tonight with a figure in your mind for your donation. I'm asking you to increase it by 20%, to make a start on that transformation tonight. There's so many great joys in this role. Yesterday, being at the ambassador's house with the madrichim, the counselors who led tour, having breakfast with the workers in the youth movements, meeting kids in college, meeting volunteers in Israel, it's a great part of the job. And there are low moments when you've had your 10th rejection for a canvas in a week. It's a bit tough, and there are cynical times when you feel that there isn't really a community. There's only a series of tribes and communities. But when I think about this concept, I know we all have pressures on our pocketbooks. There are many worthy competing causes. But if I try to imagine one set of activities and enterprises that encompass what I call the Jewish common good, that touches the most of us and is the most enduring, I think UJIA fits that definition. And I ask you to give as you live. And let's start tonight to make our mark on the Jewish story. Thank you for coming. I'm going to ask the table hosts to hand out the pledge cards. Enjoy the rest of the evening.